What's going on YouTube? My name is FG3000. I'm back in the place to be and welcome back to Exos Heroes. In today's video, we're going to be going over the newest director's note. Now, who could have predicted just a couple of videos ago that a director's note was right around the corner? You got any guesses? I'll give you 3,000 guesses. Exactly, it was me, FG. So let's go through the director's note. It's time to get serious. New story chapter 13, new content. My homie over here, Youngsun Choi, says it's gonna take about 5 minutes of reading time. I see you 5 minutes and I raise you 5 minutes for the sake of the YouTube. Let's go, Susan. So the very first thing that's been added to the new story chapter 13 content is new story chapter 13. And here's our little teaser image of the new look Zeon, injured Zeon. Cannot wait for this model to be added to the game. I'm not sure if it's going to be an orange or a black or a gold fake core. I'm not really sure, but I'm very excited to finally see this version of Zeon added to the game. He looks fantastic. And let me take a second and kind of talk about that for a second, because I know in my previous videos, I've been a little hard on Exos Heroes. Now, the only reason why I'm hard on, well, that does not sound right. The only reason why I am critical of Exos Heroes is because I know the game can do better. I like the game a ton, and I know it can reach a higher potential than it's reached thus far. So that's the only reason. If I didn't like Exos Heroes, if I was just ripping on it just to rip on it, you know, the best way to rip on a game is to uninstall it and drop it on the tier list, right? That's the best way to rip on a game. I wouldn't continue playing it, continue spending money on it. The only reason why I'm still here is because I have this weird inclination that one day they will actually meet the potential that I think they are able to achieve. It's going to take a while, but patch notes like this or director's notes like this actually give me faith in the future. It gives me a little bit more optimism, and I'll tell you why I think that based on a few of the really terribly translated wording here, but what I'm reading in between the lines is what gives me the optimism, and I'll kind of share that with you as we go through. So that is the only reason why that is the only reason why I'm critical of Exos Heroes, is because I feel like the game is not matching its potential that I know it can. All right, so Chapter 13, new look Zeon, all about Janai. Can't wait to see it. It's gonna be great. So the director's intention is this: to enjoy the stories more easily, we are planning to adjust the difficulty of Chapter 12. Now, I've already seen some people comment on this like, oh, you scummy mobile game developers. Of course, you're gonna put out content that's really, really hard, get a bunch of people to whale out once you dry up the whales, and then you're gonna adjust the difficulty after that. So I get that. I understand that thought process, and to be honest, when you're thinking about the context of gacha gaming and mobile game developers, it's probably a smart thing to always look at the negative aspect of something first before the positive, because we know just by history, by, you know, different companies and the way they monetize, we know that everything that is made, every change that is made in the game is always made with the thought of how can we make more money, right? So I totally get it. However, I'm totally fine with this, to be honest. This reminds me of back when I used to play MMOs, when like a brand new raid would come out, the game developers would always go back to their previous raid, nerf it down a little bit, adjust it a little bit. That way the player base can kind of move up a tier. They're never right there at the cutting edge of gameplay. Like, they're never there, but they're never so far behind that they feel like it's just like impossible to catch up. So that's the way I look at it like this, right? So moving away from MMOs and going back to Exos Heroes, only like, you know, the top players and the top whales are gonna be able to defeat Chapter 13, but the rest of the player base is not too far behind. And speaking as a person that does spend quite a lot in Exos Heroes, doesn't bother me at all. It just does not bother me at all. My end game, my goal when playing a game is not trying to keep free-to-play players and light spenders as far away from me as possible. That's not really my thought process. I know that a game is healthy. I know that a game is better if the player base is kind of around, you know, it's fine to have people at the top, it's fine to have people at the bottom, but a player base and a game health is way better if a lot of the player base is kind of in that middle ground. So I'm totally fine with this, and I expect this to keep going. Once Chapter 14 comes out, they'll nerf 13 and continue going like that. I think that's a great system, and I do like the fact that they're finally communicating those future plans as well. So I like the story chapter change. Very, very nice. Moving on over here to a Quantum Raid. So Quantum Raid is an action genre minigame that can only be played during a specific event period. Combine your team with Quantum Raid only heroes, defeat monsters and bosses with your direct control. So direct control. So we have like this little minigame action RPG that's going to be added to the game. Quantum Raid consists of various stages and difficulties. You can get Quantum Raid coupons and rank points by clearing stages. There's also going to be a Quantum Raid shop and pass. So yeah, another place where you can buy an additional pass to get more rewards. Can't wait. So let's go to the director's intention before I kind of break this down. We are planning on revealing the Halloween version of the new content, Quantum Raid. So this is right around the corner. Halloween is basically next week, so maybe we'll see it the actual Halloween week or the week after. That'll still be fine. This content will be totally different from the original content, we can see, consisting of individual growths. That part, I guess if all of the growth mechanics are contained in this Quantum Raid, I think that'll be fine. I don't want to use any of my I don't want to use my main game growth materials to increase the power of my Quantum Raid heroes. Hopefully I hope that's not the case, especially when you consider each season will be 2 weeks and the growths you made during the previous season will be reset. So a 2-week season, that's longer than Core Raid. So I'm wondering, is this going to be, you know, how we have a Core Raid week and then we have a couple of weeks off, then we have a Core Raid week, then a couple of weeks off. Is this going to be the new couple of weeks off in between Core Raids? Is going to be Quantum Raid? I'm not. Now, you guys know I'm usually pretty optimistic when it comes to almost most games, but I'm not a fan of this. I've been on the record many times across many videos. I do not like mini games. I don't download these games to play other games. I didn't download Exos Heroes to play Snake, right? For example, I didn't download Fist of the North Star to play a Tower Rush game. Like, that's not why I download these games, to play other games. Like, that's not why I play these games. And then by definition, when you think about what a mini game is, a mini game by definition is a game that has less depth, right? It's not as deep as a full-blown game. That's why it's called a mini game. So I don't really want to play a mini game for 2 weeks straight. I just don't. Maybe I'm just being overly negative. You know I'm very anti-mini game, but across every single hero collector that I have ever played, I have never played a hero collector where I was excited to play a mini game inside that hero collector. Never, not a single time. I always look at them like, all right, I'll play this once or twice, and then I never want to see it again. Now I got to do it every 2 weeks in order to get my new Quantum Raid pass filled out. I hope it's not happy about that, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. So that's that. Next thing up is the Air Squadron hideout. I'm getting some 7 Deadly Sins flashback of like the whole guild base. We're gonna get ourselves a nice Air Squadron hideout. So very similar to villages. We can kind of talk with our guild mates and things of that nature. We can also get additional buffs, attack, defense, HP buff for Air Squadron battle, a damage buff for Air Squadron raid as well. Very cool. You know, give us another opportunity to kind of walk around with our guildies in real time. You'll love to see it. Does this really add anything to the game as far as content is concerned? Not really. This is kind of lateral content. It's not anything that really is going to change much, but it does flesh out the world. It brings more immersion to it. And as we start to see new players added to the game, as we go through, you know, the biggest, hypest seasons for hero collectors are through the holidays, right? So hopefully the holiday season is very good for Exos Heroes. We see a lot of new players come into the game, and when they see all of these extra attractions on the theme park, maybe, you know, that'll be the reason why they play this game over another game. So I do like it. Immersion, world building, making the game world believable is always a good thing. So cannot wait for Air Squadron hideout. That should be a pretty neat. Now, improvements to Air Squadron battle. One of the most inconvenient, annoying things that have ever existed in any game I have ever played. I gotta be real. So normally when I'm playing Exos Heroes, this is my normal thing, right? I log in at reset. I have a pretty decent account, so I'm usually done with my dailies within about an hour or so. And that's if there's no Coliseum running, or if I'm not trying to climb in PvP. If I'm just trying to knock out my dailies really quick, I'm usually in and out in like an hour, right? Now, the reason why I bring that up is because I'm done in about an hour, but I gotta come back. So think about it. Game resets at 3 p.m. I'm usually done around like 4 p.m. or so. I still have to come back to the game at 11 o'clock p.m. just so I can do my guild battle. It's the most annoying, just like, and at that time, like 11 p.m., I'm usually like, all right, I'm done with games right now. I'm just like watching YouTube and enjoying life. I don't want to log in and play Exos Heroes. And so many times I've told myself, like, you know what? I'm just going to wake up early and knock out my battle in the morning. I didn't do it. So I'm glad this is going to change. So the preparation time was inappropriate for some servers, causing inconveniences in participating in battle. Therefore, the preparation time will be changed to a Sunday 1500 UTC to Monday 1900 UTC. So that's going to give us a lot more time for guild leaders and officers to actually prepare for battle. What I would also like to see is to have more officers in the guild, because right now, if you're not a guild leader and you're not an officer, you might not know this, but in Exos Heroes, you can only have one officer, just one. Right? So this would have been less of a big, I'm glad they're changing it, but it would have been less of an issue if at least we could have promoted more officers to make sure that we hit the preparation time. But hey, having a bigger window is a good step. Now, the best part about this now is that the battle period will also be changed as well. So once you have participated in your guild, you can join the battle from 20 to, like, that's basically for Central Time. For Central Time, that's 3 p.m. to 2 p.m. So when their server resets to 1 hour before the server resets. So from 3 p.m. to 2 p.m. for an entire day, you have all the time in the world to do your guild battle. You're good. You ain't got nothing to worry about. And then they're going to do their tally in between that last hour. So very, very nice. And with this new change, the Air Squadron battle period team modification will be available 24 hours a day. So no more being like, ah, crap, I forgot to change my team. You're good to go. All great changes. Shout out to Exos Line Games on that one. Next up, Daily Dungeon Integrated Quick Battle Function. The system of quick battle that can be carried out fast combat battle for Daily Dungeon. It can proceed at once without moving to the Daily Dungeon setting. Okay, this is actually pretty good. So same thing, quick battle. You don't even have to load up the encounter. You just quick battle through it. That's good. About time. Sure. UI improvements to Airship, World, and Village. Dude, I hope this is better than it reads out. So the contents of Airship, World, Village user interface has been improved and deployed. Hasn't been deployed yet. The design of the menu that moved to the content Airship, World, Village have been replaced. The menu buttons of content airships have been arranged and only essential places / exposed. They got a better translator. The contents inventory placed at the top of the screen that can be easily moved at any time. In addition, it can be moved directly to the scouting system. I just hope this all translates into the airship, the world and village having more intuitive, placements and streamlining and UI navigation. I hope that's what that means. I'm gonna be pessimistic again because this is the same company that puts these weird things in weird screens, like where the scout is located, where Unleashed Potential is located, where there's a lot of where the old store used to be located. They say they're gonna change it here, but they tend to put things in weird spots that don't really make any sense, like they're purposely tucked away for some reason. And I know it's not malicious. Like, I just think that I don't know if the person that's creating the UI is, I don't know. I don't want to disparage anyone, but I'm like, I just don't feel like some of the decisions that they made in the past have been very good, even down to the way that our characters are sorted. Like, the way our characters are sorted is nonsensical. I cannot think, and I'm usually pretty good about thinking outside of my own shoes, out of my own chucks, but I cannot think of any person that would prefer their characters being sorted the way they are now. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all, but hopefully this means that it's going to get a little bit better. So there you go. We combine world challenging contents into categories. That sounds like it's going to be some extra button clicks. I hope not, but I hope this is good. It says improve. Let's hope it's improved. Now this right here, I have no idea what this means. No clue. Open chance increase of exclusive weapon upon acquisition of a fake core. So once you get a fake core, you increase the chance of exclusive weapon. Okay, we indicated that the difficulty of obtaining exclusive weapon, that chance increase system will be added. Okay, exclusive weapon chance increase system is available for a certain period of time if you have acquired all of the heroes wearing fake core. What? Additional opening will not occur if the chance increase of exclusive weapon is already in progress. What? I don't know what this means. It looks like if you own a fake core, maybe the chances of you getting their exclusive weapon is higher. I don't know. I'm not even gonna guess. I have no idea what this means. I just gotta wait until the patch notes come. Once again, we need a better community manager. Well, we need to have a community manager, and we need someone that can actually translate this a little bit better. I don't know what it means. I have no idea what it means. This is the only game I play where I look at patch notes and I literally have no clue what the patches are saying. Exos Heroes, get it together, please. Infinity Core difficulty enhancement and add rewards. And added rewards. So this is the reason why I'm still optimistic sometimes, because even though Exos Heroes does some silly things in my opinion, sometimes they're ahead of the curve, right? And they saw that the Infinity Core play system already had issues. So what they're going to be doing, they're going to plan it out to be different than they originally developed it, right? The difficulty level will be improved, and this is the part that it's most prominent for me, it's also going to change the playtime as well and require more strategic team formation. So this is something that, like I said, sometimes Exos Heroes gets it right. They did this preseason for Infinity Core. I guess they were doing their homework. They were watching how players played it, and they realized that it takes too long and it wasn't that interesting. So hopefully that changes a little bit, and hopefully it's made better with rewards as well. Because sometimes just playing something just for the sake of playing it with no rewards, it doesn't give you the real feeling of doing it. You know what I mean? So I anticipate the rewards jumping in here on the next update patch, and we'll see, you know, if these other things actually equate to having a more fun gameplay mode. I don't know, but good to know that they're already tweaking it before it even really fully released. So that's very good. Blue Fake Core buff verification system. This is pretty straightforward. A pop-up button will identify the buff target. The button allows that it can see the target of buff effects directly without country filtering. Cool. All right, we'll take that. Story continue feature. So this is kind of funny. Story continue feature will be added. During a gameplay, if you lose a battle on story or challenge, that you can use a new material. The continue function, all dead allies will be revived, and the buff and debuff effects are initialized. Rounds and turns that were in progress will be maintained. The next turn follows the death of all of our heroes. So what is this? Well, so I'm going to defend Exos Heroes on this a little bit, because I would say 97% of all hero collectors that I play have a feature that if you die, you can spend currency to come back to life. Like I would say Exos Heroes is the outlier by not having it, right? But with that being said, it doesn't say that it's going to take Zest. It says it's going to take a new material. So I envision that this new material is going to be something very similar to like die coupons that are kind of, you know, trickled out in dailies and events and passes and things of that nature that we players are going to have a small amount of. So maybe this is the difference between a player, you know, getting frustrated, getting destroyed on a stage, and they just really want to defeat that stage just so they can unlock the new daily, right? Imagine if you were just trying to unlock that new daily so you can farm the new piece of gear, and you're just right there, and you have some of these materials. You can restart your journey, bring everybody back to life, and hopefully defeat that stage. I actually don't really have an issue with it. Normally I never even use those things anyway, but if it's a new material that's not Zest, I might even take advantage of it as well. So, and this really only, you know, impacts story, which is not that big of a deal. It's not going to be in PvP or anything like that that's competitive. So story, sure, let people go through the story, not that big of a deal. And then lastly, more categories in the old store. This is only a positive. So it looks like there's going to be another category that's going to focus on the Wug Run Fest and the arena. This can only be a net positive. I'm hoping that the game's vision is to have like the old store be the destination for all in-game currency purchases, right? So that'll be good. More free stuff is better. Can't wait to see it. One thing I forgot that I kind of glossed over a little bit earlier, that they're going to be adding a brand new air squadron currency as well. So that's yet another form of in-game currency that'll allow us to buy things in-game free to play. You'll love to see it. So overall, this is a pretty solid update, I have got to say. For this update, we focus on the new story, chapter 13, convenience and improved functionality. You have got to love a quality of life update. We will thrive our best to make Exos Heroes even better. Shout out to my homie, Young Zun Choi. Now, one cool thing here, there's no mad faces here. And a lot of people here are very, very happy about this update. Really solid changes. Best update. Thank you. Nice. Kindly notice me. What up, man? Very good improvements. Thank you for quality of life. I love you guys. Good job. So we're actually seeing some positivity in the community. If I was being that dude, I would say, well, of course, the only people that are positive on the game is the people that haven't quit yet, FG. I know, I get it. But yo, very good step in the right direction. I do think that the best is yet to come for Exos Heroes. So hopefully in 2021, this game can get to, as opposed to trying to make up ground, actually start making some ground. Like right now, I think the game is just trying to bring back old players, maybe get some new ones. But right now, I feel like it's just trying to use the bucket to get water out of the boats. Hopefully in 2021, the boat will have no water in it and we can start zooming up and down these waves, Exos Heroes. So that is gonna do it. Bayonetta collaboration, get that too. I'm telling you, give me a Bayonetta collaboration and a Berserk collaboration. I want both. All right, guys, I am out. Thank you a ton for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. 5 minutes. Oh, God.